Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a reading for the collective. Welcome, collective. So first I'm going to start with a Kali Oracle card, Dakshina, number 7. All right. Definitely has that kind of an Egyptian feel with the illustration. Looks like papyrus. Beautiful. All right. Dakshina. Fear can undermine your confidence, erode your trust, and steal away the joy you take in living. Ooh. The benign yet mighty Dakshina Kali manifests to conquer fear and realign your mind and path towards peace and light. Make a sincere offering from your heart to her now, and you will receive her generous blessings and assistance. Open your heart with trust, for that which is blessed and beautiful wants to manifest in your life. Wow, I love this. So, are you feeling maybe insecure or fearful, worried? This is wonderful to remind you to trust, to open up your heart. I find that the more fearful, painful life is, that the more I shut down that heart space and get guarded and defensive. And whenever I'm guarded and defensive, it affects my ability, my intuition. And yeah, it definitely slows down my manifestations. It slows down me being me. So, all right, let's get to the Angelic Lightworker card. Blessed with gratitude. Indeed. All right. So, 35, blessed with gratitude. Blessing your food helps purify the energies your body is taking in and is particularly helpful when what you are about to consume was prepared in unknown circumstances. Gratitude and compassion, especially for the suffering of any beings involved in creating the meal, open channels of grace. The indirect relationship you have with those things can be transformed into one based on spiritual light, goodwill, and a commitment to all beings becoming happy and free. You are asked to bless your food and water and to take care with all you bring into your body, mind, and soul. When something does not feel right for you, ask Archangel Uriel how to change the situation and trust the guidance that arises in your heart. There are endless ways to increase light, peace, and spiritual presence in your life and your world. You are encouraged to do so now in ways that feel good for your heart. Wow. You know, it's been a really, a lot of people in the collective have been experiencing a shift, like a growth period in the base chakra, the first chakra. Some people call it the root chakra. And this energy center deals with the physical body, very physical things, where you live, your 3D experience. And I love this, appreciating and acknowledging, you know, a lot of times I'll switch into a real unconscious eating, and I'm just feeding my face. And I love taking time to appreciate all those who created and allowed this food to be in front of me, and the water. And so I think that's a lovely reminder. Your animal totem for today is elephant, resolve. You will overcome any obstacles. So maybe some of those obstacles are self-doubt or fear, as the Dakshina spoke of, or maybe you are also experiencing some first chakra issues. First chakra, so your health, your finances, your home, your job. All right. So, collective, this is a general reading. So take what resonates and leave the rest. In the past, collective, you were in the energy of 5, wisdom. An authority, divine authority, someone with the knowledge. I love how the book is lighting up the information. This feels like a Hierophant. Some kind of structure, wisdom. So in your past, what was the wisdom? So in the past, you might have felt restless, unfocused, burnout, like there was no direction. And this was stemming from self-limiting beliefs. Beliefs about what limiting beliefs, it feels like limiting beliefs around how to achieve well-being, physical well-being, how to achieve financial abundance. I'm getting that if you have very limiting beliefs, that in order to do whatever it is that you are wanting to do, that first you need this, or first you need, it limits the ability for the universe. The universe says, okay, then abundance can only come through you working. And it really closes out and limits the universe's ability to someone giving you exactly what you need, and you being that for others, that you need finances, you need a lot of abundance and money to be able to do the things you want to do. If you hold on to that type of belief, or with health, if you have a belief that when you age, you start falling apart, if you have that picture and that belief, and you talk about it a lot, that, as people age, they just deteriorate, then that's a limiting belief. If you have beliefs that support what you really want, health and vitality, then the universe gives you health and vitality. So in the past, you're playing it small. Feels like these were, in the past, there were all these limiting beliefs that kept you not going. It feels like there was a structure, a plan. Maybe, just from growing up, your family, what they valued and what you needed to be as you need to grow up, you go to school, get a job, get married, have kids, and then die. Like, that's the plan. And what if that structure, there's some type of, it doesn't have to be that structure. But if it feels like there was some type of rigid structure of how life should be that has, and how you need to show up in the world, and that really limited you and made you, as you tried to conform and fit into that mold, it made you more and more unhappy, completely stuck, and playing it small because you're so much more, created a lot of challenges. Because I feel that the trying to change in an environment where at first you agree, and then you're like, wow, I'm just not happy with how this is going. I don't like anything. This is exactly what I was supposed to do, and yet I am so unhappy. I am so dissatisfied. And it might been, if you wanted to change, if you sought change, if you tried to change who you were and stay in the structure with the same people, the same day to day, it becomes very challenging and competitive for those who want to stay within that structure, stay within that framework, that don't want to change, that want you to stay in being in that conformed space. And so I can see on an energetic level why people would challenge that and say, no, you know, we have an agreement that you're going, you know, we have the same vision, you're going to stay and be this. There's a lot of resistance when someone really wants to be themselves after being kind of caught in the lesson of learning that what you thought you wanted isn't really what you wanted. All right. In present time, you are in the energy of patience. Growing something from a seed. Maybe this, you know, has to do with the past, realizing that you didn't want to stay in a limiting way. You wanted to be all of who you could be. And now in present time, that seed of desire of having a very different life than you planned, being able to take the plan and let it go and say, you know, let's let this roll. What would my life be if I'm the most me? If I allow myself to be the most me. It looks like right now you're surrendering and you have a new perspective, a new way of seeing things. You've sacrificed a lot. You're ready for change. You're ready to release all that no longer serves you, especially those limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. It looks like as you make this shift, then things start happening very quickly. As you let go of your limitations and your limited way of thinking, then you speed things up. That's not quite correct. What I'm hearing is that as you release limiting beliefs and allow yourself to be right where you are and accept all parts of yourself right where you are without those limiting beliefs, then there are just so many more avenues for the universe to shift and change and come to, help your reflection, your 3D reflection in the world be more limitless, more expansive. The more you allow yourself to be, the more that reflection can come back. The more abundant you feel, the more you appreciate, the more appreciation comes back. The more whatever it is that makes you you, and that you embrace that and all parts of you, not just the good parts, the good parts. Then you allow what's ready to come into your space. Some of you might be experiencing some despair and feeling very insecure right now. And what I'm getting is those are the despair and the insecurity, fears, worry. They're really coming up to be acknowledged, to be felt, to realize what beliefs are attached to these feelings, the limiting beliefs that are no longer applicable for your life. And right now it's a time to take care of yourself, to take back your power, to not allow others to, maybe another limiting belief is that someone has power over you, that you need to change something outside of yourself so you can feel satisfaction. I need you to change in order for me to feel satisfied. Maybe letting go of that. Maybe that's how we were raised, that you were good or you were bad. And so it conditioned you to only want to be good, because when you were good, you got the love and attention and support that you needed. And when you were bad, it was very punishing and painful. It feels like a lot of us were raised with behavior modification instead of a more loving, open. We weren't really raised to be our full selves. We were raised to fit in boxes. And I'm not blaming parents. This is not a parent bashing session, because imagine if they did that, that's how they were raised. Maybe even more strict, more punishing. What they did was could have been even a lighter touch than what they received. Right now, you have access to a lot of abundance, being independent, self-sufficient. Maybe what's coming up is beliefs around needs, more like neediness, like needing others to be the reflection you need to make you feel good. And so maybe letting go of needing things to be any different than how they are right now. How can you sit with what you're feeling right now and your emotions, sitting with that insecurity, sitting with fear and worry, sitting with scarcity beliefs, sitting with physical pain, sitting with discomforts in the body, sitting with fears about your body and your well-being, and just making enough space. How much space can you give? You know, does it need to be like a field? How much space does, so you can accept all that what is, instead of trying to push away what you don't like, trying to condition and train the people in the world around you, instead of accepting and appreciating what is. Your higher self is in the energy of rest and rejuvenate. So this is Four of Swords. Your higher self is saying, heal, go within, maybe go out into nature, really be present. Listen to the sound of the wind as it blows through the trees, the leaves on the trees, and kind of makes all this beautiful clapping noises, and the birds. Maybe tuning into how abundant nature is. There's an abundance of sunshine, there's abundance of water, an abundance of air, abundance of wildlife. Once you tune into the abundance that's all around you and start tuning into that, you start feeling much more abundant yourself. Yes, so instead of I feel like what's coming through is this this very limited belief that you need money and then you can do what you want. You need finances and then you can have the car you need. You need to raise money and then you can go on the trips that you need. You need a lot of money. You know, I can't go on vacations. I can't go on trips because I don't have the money. And so it creates a limiting belief. Maybe there are people out there who want to take you on a vacation, who want to take you somewhere. Maybe there are other avenues, like I really wanted to go to Hawaii when I was younger, and instead of, well, I was a newlywed and I didn't have a lot of money, so I ran a marathon in Honolulu, which got me through the Leukemia Society, because I loved running. And so it was like my favorite thing to do. I loved going for runs. I really wanted to go to Hawaii. And I raised money for the Leukemia Society, and I got a trip to Hawaii and had amazing adventure. So there are ways that you can allow what you want to come into your existence. You don't have to run a marathon, but there are ways. And if you can let go of those limiting beliefs. It looks like right now there's a lot of not enough money, not enough health, not enough emotional fulfillment, not enough harmony, not enough. Maybe also looking for emotional fulfillment outside of yourself. Maybe you feel empty when you're by yourself. And maybe that's a limiting belief, like I'm all alone, I'm separated, I'm isolated, I'm disconnected. And instead, sitting with those feelings and be like, all right. And I'm still, with all of that going on and more, I'm still worthy of love and affection. Can you love yourself? Can you love yourself when you're at your worst? Can you bring compassion? Can you accept yourself right where you are without needing to change in order to be good enough so you love yourself? It feels like what's coming up is not conditioning, like behavior modification on yourself, like punishing yourself, withholding love and affection from yourself when you're not feeling at your best. Whew. All right, your challenge right now, collective, is harmony, partners. Okay. So it looks like being in relationship right now is a challenge. Being in relationship with others. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be friendships as well. It might be very difficult because you've got so many boundaries up. Maybe you don't want to get hurt. Maybe you've been hurt recently and or a lot in your life. And so you put up more and more defenses. Boundaries are great. Personal boundaries are fantastic. But a defensiveness of, I don't know if I can trust people. It's really a picture in your space that says, I don't know if I can trust myself. I don't know if I trust that I'm, maybe you meld into people's energies instead of having a wonderful boundary around you, and you lose yourself. Maybe it's part of, if this is resonating, if this reading is resonating, and when you were young, you were kind of raised with this behavior modification type of way of being, that you're a good girl, you're a bad boy, that, bad, good. This behavior is bad. You are bad when you do this. And you are good. I will love you when you are good. This way of, it reminds me, behavior modification is used with like training animals. And that still like creates kind of an animal that's limited, instead of allowing the animal to be itself, where it can be happy and free. And less boundaries. Anyway, it feels like there's a lot about protecting that heart, protecting. Your challenge right now is feels like a spiritual poverty, that not enoughness, not showing up the way you want to show up. Maybe it's not that people are showing up and they're not enough, they're not right. Maybe you're not showing up and not liking who you are. That's what you have control over. You don't have control over what people are doing and how they're behaving. But you do have control over, do I like myself? I don't like myself right now. And I'm in relationship. I'm hanging out with friends. I'm with my lover. And I'm not liking myself. But there's a projection like it. I don't like what you're doing. Now there are boundaries. Those are important. But what I'm getting is that making friends with yourself, making friends with the parts of yourself that are that you might view as unwanted. Maybe that's why you feel sad, is there are parts of yourself that are unwanted. And maybe you're feeling unwanted. But those parts of yourself that are unwanted isn't because others, that might have started it, your parents saying, this is, these parts of you are unwanted. We don't want the bad parts, We want you to show up like this, how we want you to show up. And so maybe you do that on yourself, you do that on others. Feels like a time for personal transformation. Feels like you're mastering choices and taking responsibility. Things that might appear on the surface or other people think are bad, maybe they're important lessons. And without those lessons, you stay stagnant. Feels like judging, self-judging, judging yourself, judging others, how they're being. I'm getting even some envy and jealousy and control. If you are afraid of being deceived, maybe looking in, where are you deceiving yourself? Where are you betraying yourself? Once you master that, yourself, and you understand yourself, then when people come into your energy with betrayal and deception, you don't have to guard your heart. There's an openness and an understanding of that person's in pain, separated from themselves, trying to control their environment so they can get some ground, and it just doesn't work. Your challenge right now, collective, is to let go of the illusions. Allow yourself to be who you are, all parts, the parts that are tame, the parts that are wild, your emotions. It doesn't mean a blanket, okay, I'm being who I am, and being a destructive force in everybody else's life. Because I've run into a few people who are like, I am who I am, and then proceed to bulldoze through everybody in the room. Without trying to control them, just noticing like, wow, that's ripe with lots of lessons. That person's, there's a balance. Be who you are, but without the blinders that when you are, oh, so people who are in that energy, I am who I am, and are just bulldozing through people, there's a lack of respect for boundaries, probably because they don't have strong boundaries, and they're trying to gain some type of control, and what they're really wanting is boundaries, permission to be themselves, yes, but not at the expense of other people's personal boundaries. So, all right, collective, this is your reading. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much. Bye.